Sports Limelight. Hello, Drew.
Good evening, Bill. How's it going?
It's going well. How about yourself?
Oh, just a little shaky from my drive-in today.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me on the ride up the elevator.
Well, as you all know, because you're all avid listeners, I take a little trip down here to the studio every time, and I usually take the same route every time. But this time, because of traffic and traffic laws and lanes, I took a different route to save time. So I'm going down this road here, and I see a car kind of jet out of a parking lot, but stop, knowing that she went too far into my lane. So she backed up, and I was still going, and about a second later, she starts pulling out in front, making a right. So I'm like trying to get out of her way, so I merge left into the left lane, and she's turning into that lane too. She's like following my motion. So I slammed on my brake, and she almost got in the left-hand turn lane, but she would like stopped, and she like made like a really curvy turn into the right-hand lane and made it right.
Oh boy!
And I slammed on my brakes, and stuff went everywhere. And the bad part was she was on her phone.
Oh, that just clinches it. So much about this thing is troubling. You didn't get to have that justice moment or resolution moment. I think that's what bothers me most about situations like that is you're left so unresolved. You have that rush of adrenaline that you can't do anything with. Mm-hmm. And you hope that she knows she did wrong and, goes forth and sins no more, but probably not too confident about that. People who drive like that, especially while on the phone, tend to keep doing it. And it's just very disappointing.
It would have been nice to have her going straight with me just so I could catch up to her and be like, hey, you.
Hey, you.
Get your damn hands off the phone. No.
And don't you always want to see exactly who it is?
Right.
You just want to see the person as if that makes a difference. You have your guesses about, it's probably an old person.
Yeah, if it's somebody that you could expect to do this, you'd be like, okay.
There are stereotypes about ethnicities that drive better than others.
Asian women.
So, the ethics of driving. This is a good episode to talk about that.
And, I consider myself a straight driver, like a normal driver. I probably drive on the slow side.
I've ridden with you. You are an excellent driver.
Oh, why, thank you. You
an
as
excellent
well.
driver. Oh, thank you.
Is that Rayman over there?
Yes, it was.
Nice.
Good catch. Thank you.
I see accidents, and it makes me wonder if it could have been prevented just by paying attention more. Or sometimes an accident is just an accident, but I think it can be prevented more if you are more aware of what's going on, rather than just going straight and yada, yada,
I'm a reformed speeder, going on probably 12 or 13 years now, ever since I got a ticket on 101 going 76. I thought I had the cruise set on 74, figuring, all right, 9 miles an hour over, I'm safe. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't the fastest car out there, but I got pulled over and got a ticket for going 76 on 101. And at that moment, I just realized this is ridiculous. I said my catchphrase, of course, even back then.
Nice.
This is not worth it. I'm just not going to speed anymore. For what? Mm-hmm. And it's such a peace of mind. To a speeder, I try to get this across as much as I can. The feeling of peace and freedom I have when I drive past a cop, I still almost just out of habit want to get that sudden surge of, oh no, I'm in trouble. And then I realize, wait a minute, I'm doing nothing wrong right now. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to worry about. And that's such a liberating and freeing thing while driving.
I agree. And on the other side of the coin, it makes me frustrated when I see speeders and there's no cops around.
Oh, right. Where?
Man, this is the guy you want right here,
When the speeder will say, oh, why isn't the cop out, catching real criminals? You hope that at least, since you don't see him on the road catching a speeder, that at that moment they're actually catching a bad criminal.
All right. Do you know what I want to do is I want to get a little dry erase board, something you put on your fridge. And when I'm going along the side streets, I see a speeder and he'll go by me, and merge, get out, try and get in front of everybody, and then boom, a red light. He stops.
Oh yes, and you end up right next to him again.
Yeah, I'm right on my little notepad, pointing at him and saying, "See you at the next red light, speed racer." Or
that's great.
Hey, congratulations, you're the first one to the red light.
Yep. You got real far. Yeah, something great sarcasm. You're definitely onto something with the signs because the horn is so limiting. There's only one sound that your horn makes. You don't have a thank you horn and a "you cut me off" horn and so forth, or a "watch out" horn.
Right.
On the great Dennis Prager radio show, I heard someone called in and said they have a thank you sign that they'll hold up, and it really makes people's day. So on the positive note, it'd be good to have a thank you sign.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, going back to, you said how many accidents have got to be preventable, something that changed my life, it was this groundbreaking. When I was in traffic school, 12 years ago, for that ticket I mentioned, the instructor said that traffic laws are made so that if everyone's doing everything right, there will never be an accident. No one will ever collide if everyone is exactly, following the rules and paying attention. So I guess the answer to the question of how many accidents are preventable is all of them.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, you're right. Running a red light or anything.
Right.
Lau, let me ask you this, since I took the same class. Can you get a ticket for running a green light?
I'm guessing yes, because the intersection is not yet cleared.
Well, the easy answer is yes, if you're speeding.
Oh, of course.
You can get a ticket while running a green light. I should have said while, not for. Yeah.
You're going through a green light. You're going 70 on Bell Road. Of course.
Now, can you get a ticket for going the speed limit?
Yes, if there's something like ice on the roads.
Okay, let's say, can you get a ticket for following the speed adjustments or speed anything?
I would say you probably would not. You'd be really unlucky to.
Yes, you can if you're going through a red light.
Oh, I should have learned from the last question you asked.
But officer, I was going the speed limit. So those are the couple questions I got. And of course, everyone was like, no, you can't get a ticket for doing the speed limit. If you're running a red light, yeah, or a stop sign.
Things to remember.
So speaking of traveling, how was your flight to Jersey and back, sir?
Oh, thank you for asking. Yes, a while back, went to New Jersey. The visit itself was just as great as I thought it would be. The travel aspect, however, was just as bad as I anticipated it would be, encompassing the airport before getting on the plane and getting on the plane and so forth, or getting in the plane, as George Carlin would insist. Yes.
Screw you, I'm getting in the plane.
Let Evel Knievel get on the plane. Oh, classic. First, I'll start with leaving Phoenix. They do this thing now. It must be a new procedure. People I've talked with about it hadn't heard of it yet either. They kind of do a scrape of your palm with this miniature wooden spoon.
Okay.
And they check it probably for bomb residue on your palms. And, of course, I was the only one I saw that they randomly gave that check to, neither before or after I passed through.
Well, you do look like a Chechen. I'm sorry.
Yes, I do. And then on the way back, I texted you the photo that reminded me of South Park.
Yes.
With the Toilet Safety Administration. But this one, the line was already 30 to 40 minutes to go through security. Then when finally I was the fourth or fifth person in line waiting, the metal detector broke. So after 10 minutes of the moron government employees not knowing what to do, they roped it off and sent everyone through the human rights violating naked body scanner machine. I, of course, said, no way.
Who gets to watch those, huh?
Yeah. I just loved when they first came out with those. They insisted, it's not possible to save these images, even if you could. And then like a week later, a news story came out that employees were saving the images. Anyway, so I insisted, lesser of two evils, I would take a pat down. So strategically, I believe, the TSA, kind of to shame you for choosing not to go through the body scanner thing, made me wait off to the side for an extra few minutes while people who were behind me went through the naked human rights violating body scanner machine. And then I, as a counter strategy, pitted two of the TSA's nonsense values against one another. The thing of shaming me versus getting separated from your bags. They don't want that. Yeah. So I said to the guy, can I get my pat down soon? My bag is already through and I don't want to get separated from it. So then he finally, brings me over to give me the pat down, but not before a spiel that they apparently go through with everyone before the pat downs. The guy says, nod to Adam Carolla here with the extra language they use. Okay, sir, what I'm going to do, go ahead and, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you the pat down. But when I touched your sensitive areas, I'm going to use the back of my hand. Like, that makes it okay. Like, I'm a burglar, right, and I'm left-handed, but when I take your wallet, I'm going to use my right hand, so it's okay.
Right. Or I'm blind and I didn't see myself stealing, so it's okay. It didn't happen. Now, when you said sensitive area, that can mean anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Are you going to put the back of your hand on my ear? Because I have earache or something?
Ticklish. To be fair, I think he said private areas,
My whole
but
body's
he definitely
private,
didn't
dude.
say genitals.
Yeah,
So
right.
still using that concealing language and euphemisms for stuff.
Sir, my whole body is private, so go away.
Yeah.
So that was on the way back, huh?
That was on the way back. I wouldn't say I have a fear of flying because to me, the least bad part of traveling is the actual time when the plane is in the air. I enjoy that part. That part's fine, but it's just everything that surrounds it, including the cramped nature of an airplane. And I am a small guy, so
Right.
and they're still too small for me. That'll tell you something. The plane, of course, is a kind of a germ tube with that recirculated air going around.
Yeah.
What do we owe other drivers? Getting back to the ethics of driving.
Turn signal.
I agree.
That's the main thing right there. When you're waiting to turn left or right and there's a car that's going to be turning onto your street that you're on, a turn signal would be nice. That way you're not waiting for him.
Right.
Because then you'd already know and you can just go.
Yeah, I still don't like to take that for granted. If I'm coming from the side street, a guy could have his blinker on and he could mean for the next turn.
Right?
But yeah, we owe turn signals. I'll sometimes take the shortcut of not using my turn signal when no one's around.
Yeah, I don't
But
do
when
it.
someone's, right in your blind spot or close enough, turn signals, yes.
Or if you're in front of somebody, I think a turn signal is good.
Yeah.
When you're turning right into a parking lot.
Yeah, so they know that I'm slowing down soon.
How about turning on your turn signal before you make the turn, not like during it or right after?
Yeah.
You know? Oh, emerging. Ding, ding, ding.
Gee, thanks. Love the notice there. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think we owe them?
We owe them gratitude when they let us in. I'm irked by when I'm going along on the freeway and someone's merging in, and I usually move over if I can.
Right.
And I'll give a quick glance and see if they thank me. And I don't require gratitude, to me or anything, but I wonder, did they even know that I moved over for them? Or were they just coming over no matter what? And there could have been a collision if I wasn't paying attention. So when I'm the one merging, I always try to give a thank you gesture or a
Right.
wave to acknowledge that I saw what you did and I appreciate it.
Nice. I don't know if this is true or not, but I believe that when you're on the freeway and someone is merging in from their ramp, they're the ones that have to adjust. You can stay the same and do whatever you want. They have to adjust.
The person on the freeway already has the right of way.
Right. I think the main thing that we owe, or anybody owes to drivers, is your attention.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much covers everything.
Yep.
I think we also owe consistency. I'm a big fan of consistency. Say when I'm on the freeway and I set the cruise control on 62 or something, contrasted with someone who goes 70, then they go 55 and you're behind them, and
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
causes a mess.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Go the
Like-
same speed, please.
Yeah, if you're behind them and you have to pass them, but then they go faster when you're trying to pass them.
Right. It's kind of an embarrassment thing, I think, that people have in their psychology where they feel like they're getting shown up when they're getting passed, maybe, so they speed up to show, see, I wasn't going that slow that I needed to be passed.
Right. How about this? When they pass you and then they slow down,
Oh, yeah.
and then you're like, "What did you pass?"
Yeah,
me
why? Yep, why'd you pass me? But yes, as you said, attention. If I get a phone call, I try to keep it to a minimum. I'll always have music going in my car, but my eyes are straight ahead,
Right.
or in the mirrors or blind spots if necessary.
Yeah, I only text one or two people at the most. Well, Bill, what do you say we park this episode?
Let's take this exit. We'll leave you with the Rush song "Driven."
Nice. I would have preferred the Cars. Who's going to drive you home?
Sports Limelight, thank you for joining us. Thanks for being our passengers. Hey,
Hey, I like it. Hopefully the ride wasn't too bumpy.
adios for now.
But it's my turn to drive, driven to the margin